Blessed day to you, all my sports to the bone people. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for tuning in. So, a couple of stories for us to look at in this one. So, we see where leg spinner Sandeep Lamichhane, he is now a free man. Yes, he was actually charged, convicted, and sentenced for RAPE. He was set to serve 8 years. But 2 days ago, information came out that he won his appeal and he is now a free man. Gonna give you some more info on that. Plus, we're gonna talk IPL. Yes, we're gonna talk IPL. We see where a couple of former Indian players, they are now talking about the English players who have decided to return home to prepare for the World Cup. They are talking about contracts, and we see where Irfan Pathan, he's saying that if they can't come and spend the full season, they should not come. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Plus, I want to talk to you all about Evin Lewis. Where do you all stand on Evin Lewis being in the training camp and potentially getting an opportunity to play against South Africa? Right? Going to talk about that a little bit. So give a listening ear. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. If you are new, you can hit that subscribe button. So let us start with the player there from Nepal. Taking this one from the Jamaica Gleaner. So the headline says, Nepal cricketer Sandeep Lamichhane has been cleared of RAPING, an 18-year-old woman, after a hearing at an appeal court. So he was charged, convicted, he was sentenced basically and was set to serve 8 years. So it says the 23-year-old was found guilty of the charge in December 2023 and sentenced to 8 years in prison in January of 2024. So he was found guilty and was sentenced to 8 years. They say, but the Payton High Court acquitted Lamichhane on Wednesday after hearing his appeal, right? So they heard his appeal and decided to acquit him. So his lawyer spoke, and this is what he said, and I quote, he had to be cleared, and the High Court has set him free. He was not guilty, right? He said that he had to be cleared, and the High Court did that. He was not guilty. All right, end quote. So the article went on and it says, goes on and says, the leg spinner Lamichhane had been the face of cricket in Nepal and had played in Australia's Big Bash and the Indian Premier League before his arrest. He played in the CPL. I remember him playing in the CPL. Right, they say he was suspended as their captain in September 2022 following the RAPE accusations. They say Lamichhane made a controversial return to the national side in February 2023 following his release on bail for their matches against Scotland and Namibia. They say his return was met with protests, and players from both opposition nations refused to shake his hand when he returned. Right, so Lamichhane is now a free man, my viewers and subscribers. Let us see what will happen. Right, you know that on the 25th, teams will be allowed to make changes to their squad that was, that would have been named for the World Cup. So let us see if he's going to how they are going to do this. If he's going to slowly work his way back in, or what's going to happen. I remember when he came through as when he was out there as a 17, 18-year-old, dominating my people. He was doing really well. You understand? As they said he was in the IPL Big Bash, and I think he was actually in the CPL. I remember him playing in the CPL. I think he actually played for St. Lucia, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, man. I think it was Barbados. I know he was definitely in the CPL. I think it was Barbados that he played for in the CPL. But let us see how the cricket world will react to all of that. But that is it for his part of the video. All right, moving on, but still talking some T20 cricket. So we see where a couple of former Indian players, they're not too happy with the England Cricket Board recalling their players to get them ready for the World Cup, right? They are saying that they signed a contract to play in the IPL and all of a sudden they want to go home. So I am taking this one from the ESPN Cricket Info website, and the headline says, either be available for a full season or don't come. Irfan Pathan hits out at England players for leaving IPL early. Remember, these guys are going to prepare to play for their country, you know. But then again, they are under contract. Let's go into it and see what they are saying. So it says Irfan Pathan has become the latest former Indian player to hit out on England players for leaving the Indian Premier League early. Right? They said Josh Butler, Phil Salt, Will Jacks, Liam Livingstone, along with a couple of others. You know, they have been recalled as they are set to get ready to play against Pakistan in a T20 series, right? And these guys, they are in good form, you know, and it will that potential is definitely going to hurt their team, right? So this is Irfan Pathan here, and I quote, I am in favor of fair international cricket. However, if they have agreed to be a part of the full season, you should keep your words. England players are earning a lot of money from IPL, and they should respect their contracts. It is high time the BCCI allow the franchise to deduct some amount from their overall contract money if they leave early. Right? It goes on to say, even the 10% commission given to cricket boards should be stopped. So they are saying that, you know, they give 10% commission to the different cricket boards when their players are picked up in the IPL. So they are saying that Irfan Pathan is saying that even that they should take away. Now you all know I like to see when they do things in decency, and you know, when things are being done in decent, you know, and in order. And my opinion on the situation, if you are under a contract, you know, to take part in a full season, you're under contract, you should do that. You understand what? I do have a problem with Pathan saying that, listen, if they are going to come and turn up and play part-time and then halfway through they decide to leave, then something should happen where that contract is concerned. And it's not only in sports, in cricket. Once you breach contract, you understand, you know, you can be liable for whatever. So I know that we always complain that the IPL and India Cricket Board, they like to try and stronghold players, but or stronghold the cricket. But you know, at the end of the day, if you sign a contract, then you're under a contract. You understand? If there is nothing to say that you can't leave, then if they leave it to your own conscience, then obviously these English players going to leave to go and play. You understand? When they are under contract. When they are under contract where England Cricket Board is concerned, when they call them, they have to return. You understand? When they call them, they have to return. It is no for these franchise teams to put, or these franchise companies to put things in place to say, well, if you leave at a certain time and you had signed for a full season, then we're able to do this. You know, all of these things need to be ironed out prior to players taking up the full contract, you know. But as they like to say, rich people business that. Our players over there sitting down on bench, and we are here wondering if they are even going to return home. But I mean, Sammy said they are going to come home once they are not in the playoffs. But let us see. Just before we go, I want to talk a little bit about Evin Lewis. So Evin Lewis is now is a part of that training camp in Antigua. The players will be leaving for Jamaica shortly to play those 3 T20 games against South Africa. Now, there's a lot of talk on social media as relates to whether or not Evin Lewis should get an opportunity to play against South Africa, right? Some people saying that we haven't seen him in a while, Wasn't too good in the last couple of CPLs. I think the last Super 50 he left early because of injury, or he didn't. Yeah, I remember he started, but was out injured. Same thing in the CPL. Missed a lot of game in the last CPL because of injury. Because of injuries. So when it comes on to Evin Lewis, where do you all stand? Is it a case of you knowing that, knowing of his ability, knowing that he struggled with fitness and things, so you're gonna give him a pass, allow them to say, listen, let him play in the games against South Africa, see where he's at, probably give him a run against Australia and then get him in, or Andre Fletcher and other openers that have been there should be given a look, given the opportunity to get into the final squad or even to the reserves. Remember now, while you're thinking about it, remember Evin Lewis is the best opener in the Caribbean right now, T20 opener, when in form, right? Obviously, we're not talking about Gale and them guys. Gale, when in form, Lewis is the best we have, right? Averaging, it's not easy to average 30, 31 in T20 as an opener, right? But the thing we have to think about is in form, right? We haven't seen him in a little while. He's obviously a part of the training camp, so they are going to be looking at him. Do you all think it would be fair to give him a go against South Africa, or guys like Andre Fletcher that have been there for a while should get that look in? What do you all think on this Evin Lewis situation? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Gonna leave it right here for now. Big up.